What if I were to tell you that TV dinners are foretelling or a foretelling, however way you want to break that down? Here's what I mean. Well, you got to think about it. Like when they first came out, they were well ahead of their time. At the time, it was just more or less making it to where it was sort of a convenient thing for families that didn't have time or they couldn't afford to go out to eat. So, you bought TV dinners and it kind of brought this sense of a full course restaurant meal home. And instantly, they were able to sell it to the masses, especially as the quality of TV dinner type of food improved. And so, actually, if you look up statistics, the percentage of TV dinners is high on the list in regards to what people go shopping for. So, basically, what's consisted of one's grocery cart is mostly TV dinners. And I guess, for example, or even a pizza or two, but even that, you could kind of count it in as sort of a TV dinner because you can pop that in the microwave. Basically, a TV dinner is kind of a essential meal to make quick, whether in the microwave or even the oven. Because it doesn't take long for you to make a pizza. Nowadays, you can throw a frozen pizza in the oven, give it about 20 minutes. So basically, yeah, TV dinners are pretty much pre-made frozen foods that you could quickly heat up if that were to be a definition. And yes, they have improved over time with their quality. You can get some top-notch meals that are in the form of TV dinners or even some frozen pizzas. So this is where I'm going with this. So what it has done is, as over time, a lot of companies, I hate to say manufacturers, but a lot of companies that made TV dinners, they've seen a shift in the market. They were already looking ahead when they first came out with such food. Now it's become even more futuristic, even now, as far as what's about to be projected. And hopefully, I'm giving y'all some insight. I'm about to. So here's what I mean. Uh, well, when I say that TV dinners are foretelling, what if I were to tell you that TV dinners are a sign of things to come in regards to us not needing to cook or being able to cook? Well, it goes back to even some of your favorite Star Trek TV shows where they would get food made out of nowhere. So basically, we're getting close to that technology in regards to food that's 3D printed. So, yeah, if you look at it, TV dinners is kind of like the front runner of a 3D printed meal, which will eventually become a meal that is instantly made from holographic capabilities. So that's kind of where we're going with this as far as what TV dinners themselves are having us in society be programmed to expect out of the way we eat. Now, there was an interesting video I saw recently, and it was of a female, like she had a whole family to feed. And normally, the way it goes down normally is everybody would be in the kitchen making all these meals. This gal was like, I ain't got time for that. Let's buy some high quality TV dinners, pop them in the oven, like a whole bunch of lasagna, a whole bunch of Salisbury steaks, a whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of that. Pop them in the oven. Each package serves about 7 to 10 people. So you pop them in the oven, boom, take them out. You didn't have to cook none of that. Just wait, give it like 20 or 30 minutes versus like 5 hours preparing all this food for people. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. So think about the fact that most people, especially billionaires, don't have time to cook. You know what I mean by the billionaires? Well, they hire cooks. They don't have time to cook because they look at the time that the time is money. Basically, each billionaire, depending on what level of billionaire they are, they look at every time that's wasted as like $1,000 an hour, pretty much. Maybe like for some 3,000 to $10,000 an hour. If he's using that time to cook, he'd be using that time to make money. That's how they look at it, right? So for the person that's not necessarily the billionaire who doesn't think on that level, for you, you just more or less don't have time because you're always working. You get 8 hours in a day, but it's part of a 24-hour cycle. That 8 hours actually eats up it eats up one third of your time. Think about it. 8, 16, 24, right? 8 times 3, 24. 8 hours of your time, 9 to 5, that eats up one third of your day. Think about that, right? So you use one third of your day to work, depending on how hard you have to work. You get home, you're gonna need some time to wind down, right? And for some, it might take you another 8 hours. It might take some of you four, but that's pushing it if you're working every day. So basically, where I'm getting at with this, by the time you get off work, all that's going to catch up with you. You're going to barely have enough energy to what? Cook you something to eat. And most of us don't have the most stable of homes. Some of us do, and much blessings to you all who have good homes where a home cooked meal is not an issue on top of that. But what I mean in this case is just the fact that you have a stable home, like for you husbands, you have a wonderful wife, always making sure food is ready for you at any moment, right? So I'm talking about that. Just speaking traditional, okay? I'm speaking traditional. So yes, I did not throw in there the idea that a husband makes food for the wife because she's coming home from work. That's not traditional. So we're going to move on, right? But I'm just saying in a more traditional, nuclear type of a house, and if you will, or even extended housing, depending on the family type. But it is based on this traditionalism of a man that goes out and he does what he does and he comes home and he works hard. Now, getting back to the flip side for some that say it goes both ways. Well, if he's around a woman that expects him to still cook after she's been working, plus she has to please him and be a mother, think about how much she doesn't have time herself. So, ladies, you want more time to yourself? To be able to even be a lady, you got to be in a more traditional environment, sweetie. So I'm just saying that, not trying to put too much relationship stuff out there for this channel. But spiritually, I'm just saying how all this is taken away from us being able to cook based on the way society is actually getting us into this program of where we don't have time to make ourselves healthy meals. And the only healthy meal we might call ourselves trying to get is by going to restaurants where they charge us twice the amount of something that we could very well make at home. But since we don't have that in us to even want to just cook something at home, we settle for the quick bake, if you will, just pop it in the microwave. And so here's this. And one more thing I want to add to this, besides the lady that I brought up as an example earlier, that use TV dinners to serve a huge family. Well, they got, and of course, I don't have any endorsements yet at this channel, but there's a lot of content creators out there with more subscribers than me, and sometimes they promote these meals that they can get ordered and shipped to them because they don't have enough time to cook. And you can, pretty much go on the websites and pretty much customize the type of quick meal that you want to have shipped to you already pre-made to where you don't have to cook it. It's already pre-made. You just kind of put it together, put it in the microwave, and boom, you got your meal ready. But yeah, this is taken away from us being able to cook meals. Chefs, yeah, talking to you guys and gals too. You know, one day you might have an android, a humanoid that will outdo you in the kitchen. I believe, though, and I know this is going to be a big argument, a lot of chefs will say no, AI can never replace the human touch in regards to the culinary, right? But hey, the way things are going with this AI and AR, AI, artificial intelligence, AR, augmented reality, the way things are going and are being accelerated, it could be just as soon as that TV dinner that we'll depend on and rely on. Because think about it, no longer are we really able to go out and farm and hunt in regards to food. Things we get for food, we go to the grocery stores for. We don't grow our own food. We don't hunt for our own food no more. We don't forage and for our own food no more. No, we don't do that. We just go to the grocery stores. So we don't cook our own food no more. We just rely on these TV dinners. Or we rely on all these restaurants and we pay them extra money to cook food for us. So what happens if we live in a more 3D printed world where you don't no longer need the TV dinner because technology is so advanced? If I just wanted Papa John's, all I gotta do is snap my finger and do the step, and I can pretty much get that pizza all made by myself without me having to cook it. It'd be done in a holographic way. I don't even need no one to deliver the pizza to me. I don't even need no one to make the pizza for me. It's already within this certain, as they would call it, metaverse. Like, you'd be surprised. Technology has gotten so far to where ingredients are even in the metaverse. So it gets deep, but that just gives you an idea of what TV dinners are foretelling to us. Nevertheless, y'all remain blessed and continue to stay on the straight and narrow.